Thank you so much for choosing to join Kenya Television Service. This is the Straight Talk Show with me, Annastacia Marietta, and today I am joined by a very special guest, a guest with a story. You know, remember everyone is talking about 2007-2008 post-election violence, but we've forgotten about the 1992 victims. You know, people were affected by the post-election violence in 1992, and our guest today is Richard Simiyu, who over 25 years still can tell the story what happened in 1992. Welcome to KTS, Richard.
Thank you so much.
So maybe you can start by trying to put us up to speed of what happened, what you witnessed, you know, being young, 2 years of age, maybe something like that. What happened in 1992 that changed your life?
Okay, 1992, I was back in Italy, I was there, and there was some tension, especially with the multi-partism there, because they were trying to introduce it, there were guys who were against it. And so I recall that day, I went with my uncle to his place and left my mother with my siblings, that's 3 brothers. And then, at around 8 at night or something, it was just dark. Then I didn't know quite time, I didn't know much about time, but it was dark. People started screaming. So there was an easy everywhere, people were running. So by the time my uncle gets me out of the house, we just see houses are burning, people are running, others, blood, see blood on them, so we didn't know what it is. So being a child, of course, of my family, I wanted to run where my family is. So when I ran towards there, I reached there and I saw like our house then was on fire. So my uncle got hold of me, but then I saw like my father was now getting out the last of my brothers, because they were already out apart from the last. So when he went back, the house collapsed. The moment he got back
to rescue your mother.
Yeah, to rescue now my mother, to bring my mother out, the house collapsed. So when it collapsed, I didn't know what was going on, but my uncle was holding me tight. I thought, okay, what's happening? It's gone back, the house has collapsed and all that. So at that night we had to go to a forest somewhere, spend our time there. Then early in the morning we had to come back, because at least now things were settled. So when we came back, the house was completely burnt. Then I didn't know what was going on, but I knew my mother and my dad were not there. So I'm trying to ask Uncle, where is Mom, where is Dad? He's like, yeah, they're there. He didn't tell me like
where exactly.
Yeah, where they were. So and then after a few days, they actually collected a few bones. I remember.
So they burnt down.
Yeah, completely. And so they had to do like a burial, but this burial was not complete. It's like bones here and there. So I wondered. So during the funeral, I remember people came. Everybody is mourning, not only our family but others. So when they buried them, like the bones, the pieces that were there, I remember I could not get out of the grave. I just stayed there day and night. I didn't want food. I was just staying there because I thought, okay, my parents are here, why am I don't know? And they had sealed it because they cemented it. So I'm wondering what is happening. My grandmother would come often and ask, okay, let's go eat. I'd say no. Let's go to the house. I'd say no. I refused completely everything. I used to stay there. I stayed there for some time, and then after a while, my uncle came, and my uncle said, okay, they are gone. They are not returning. They are somewhere. They are gone. Not this one. Now you have to try and adapt. Then I said, okay, I'll stay here where they went through. And he said, no, you cannot stay here. I remember I was beaten that time to get out of there. So I was beaten thoroughly. I had to run away from there. I went to my other uncle far away, like another village. I stayed there for 2 days. Then I came back home. When I came back home, things were like this, but I was wondering. I was asking myself so many questions, and there were no answers. So I could ask, okay, they went, where did they go? And why am I not going with them? Why are my brothers? Why are my brothers not with them? Why are we? And all that. So my grandmother one time got hold of me and said, okay, they are gone. they are
They're
dead.
not returning.
They are not coming back. So you just have to find a way of living with that. So it was very difficult for me because I had a strong connection with my parents then, because one was a teacher, another one was a lecturer. So teacher and lecturer. So I looked so much of them that time. Because
They were your role models.
yes, at that time. So I wondered, I just said, no, I want to go where they are now. They said, oh, people don't just go there. There's a process and you have to go on the ground. I said, it's fine. It doesn't matter where people go. I just want to go where they are. And so they were like, no, you don't choose. It is God who chooses and all that. And so I stayed bitter and alone. And for a very big part of my life, I have been this quiet person who doesn't interact much, who doesn't talk much. I just look. In fact, as I was growing up, I used to be a lone soldier. Even when I came to later to be taken to a home, I never used to stay with people much. I could stay alone until I think when I was in Form 3. That is when I started opening up. That's when I felt like I have released the pain and the traumas and all that. And that is when I also felt like I understood more.
So what happened to you and your brothers then?
Yes, my auntie brought my brothers first year against like our family. I refused to come. When they came here in Eldoret
Yeah.
from Kitale, my auntie started organizing for them. Then she wanted them to go to SOS, Save Our Soul, that time. So she came, she dealt with the process. In 1995, she got a breakthrough. When she got a breakthrough, she came home. So I was just there. Well, I wasn't quite going to school. I was just, I was just a boy roaming around like the village. I could stay with my grandma most of the time. My grandfather was then in the army, so I could only visit 1 or 2 times, then come back. Like when my auntie came, she talked with my grandma. And my grandma came and said, you should go with your auntie tomorrow, because she knew I would not live there.
Yeah.
You can go with your auntie tomorrow to town. She'll buy you sweets and all that, maybe some clothes. I said, okay, fine. And that time, I never used to wear clothes. Not because they were not there. I didn't want clothes.
Wow.
Like I could walk like that. Yeah, like I appreciated that. But then she said, I'm going to get you clothes from America. You know, like America, I've been hearing America, it's like a nice place. So I said, okay, let's go. When we went, she was like, okay, let's get to this matatu. We go further into town to get where it is from. Then I found myself here in Eldoret. Now you cannot go back even if you start. I cried. I remember that night I cried a lot, but then I could not go anywhere. So she started the process. It was very difficult for me because now I'm not only dealing with my parents. With that, but I'm also dealing now with left people because I believed like, oh, these are my people now. I don't want anything to happen to them. I should be with
now
them.
You're more protective of them.
Yeah, so like now I'm outside there. So she talked to me so much about it. She said, okay, now you have to go and get an education. Now, if you get an education, you're able to take care of everybody. You're able to take care of your family, your grandma, and all your uncles, and they'll not be in trouble anymore. So she told me, go and study. I'm taking you to a school to study. Then she said it was like Mzungu school. So I'm like, okay, I will learn English. Then I was going to learn English. I'm like, okay,
you want to
that one,
it's exciting.
let me go and learn English. And then she said, like, it will not be a long time. It will not be a short time. So we went through the court system. We were given a place, not in SOS, but in testimony. So we went to testimony. We were received well, we got settled up. I was amazed, like, no, testimony is different. It's like a heaven in itself. It's a home whereby there's a parent in a house. You live with other brothers and sisters, there are meals, there is entertainment, there is everything. So I was amazed, okay, it was a nice place. There's food, like 3 meals every day. Like, okay, we are eating bread we do not see that often. You're eating chapatis, you're eating cakes. I'm like, okay, cuckoo, all these things. I'm like, oh, this is really a nice place. And so, like, but again, in my mind, I was like, I was told to come here to study. I was told to come here to make sure I learn English. So I was doing English and studying. So after a year, I enrolled to nursery school.
Now that is at age 5?
At age 5, because I enrolled in around September. I did my nursery, like top class exam, the same, in November. And then I passed. Somehow I just passed. I don't know how I passed.
So at that moment, how are you dealing with the pain of loss of your parents, or you forgetting it due to the environment that you've been put in?
I did not forget about that, for sure.
It
was still inside, but I was not telling anybody.
Yeah.
It was only like my baggage. So, but there was a time that it erupted because someone said something about it, a classmate. So I felt like I killed the boy, like it was a boy. I wanted to kill that boy. How can you say that? Because the boy, he said something on my mother's side. So I was very bitter about it because now I remember that whatever was inside came out. So like I entered into the headmistress office. I was mad and she's like, Richard, what is happening? I'm like, this one said this and this about me. The headmistress knew my story. So she was like, oh, why did you say that? Okay, acted as if she's bitter and all that, annoyed. Then she said, go, I'll talk to you tomorrow and I'll kill you. Told the boy, and then the boy went and eyes remained with him. Now this is Mrs. Green. She was then the headmistress. Then she said, okay, I know it can be tough dealing with whatever you have inside. I know your parents are no longer there. You saw them burn, probably. There is a lot, and when someone speaks about that, it comes out. So she told me, you have to learn to deal with it. You have to learn because now you are their representatives here in this one. They're in another one. That's how she brought it. And they are looking down on you because they believe you carry what they are supposed to have accomplished. Now you carry it. So if you do it that, then they will be happy where they are. So I asked her, you mean they are there? They are looking, they are watching. And she said, yes. I mean, that time, that meant a lot to me. Now, maybe, I'm like, okay, I've grown up, I've known 2 or 3 things. It really doesn't matter. So when she said that, I asked her, you mean they've been looking at me? They are trying to see if I'm doing well, if I'm respecting people. She said yes. And that was the biggest turnaround in my life. When she said that, it caught me. I was like, okay, they are somewhere looking. They're actually looking. They're trying to see if I would become a better person, if I would represent them well. And from that time, now I dedicated my life fully to trying to please them. Of course, they were not there. But it helped me because every time I could even do something wrong, I was like, oops, I have been seen. So I tried to correct it. So, like, I mean, we went on, testimony was good, it was great. I mean, I went to nursery, I did well. I went to primary, I did well. High school, I did better. I joined college. I was supposed to do law. Initially, I wanted to be a lawyer. But again, that time was the time for retrenchments in the UK, in the US. And most of the donations came from there. So I think those who are retrenched decided they can no longer support. So from there, I could not go to law. I looked at doing criminology because I just wanted something close to law. But then it was only one university that time. That was Masinde Muliro. No other university offered criminology. And it was a fresh course, it was new.
It was a new course.
Yeah, it's more detective. Yeah. So like Mr. Green told me, okay, I've called a few friends. They say this course, there's no job. If you do it, you won't have a job. So I sat down, I didn't know, I just said, okay, then let me wait for law.
Let us now stop at that point, for some time. We're going to come back and talk about your life after accepting the tragedy, the bitterness, how you dealt about it, and how your life has changed. Now, we understand you're working with the No Initiative, a program based in Eldoret that deals with the boy child. We will come back shortly, and we'll have you tell us how it has been, after the simple statement from your mentor, Mrs. Green, that changed your life, and that which has worked to whatever you are today in the society. Straight Talk now takes a short commercial break. We'll be back shortly.